Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I like to follow a few of my friends and I will mention only two. One is Erdogan, the president of Turkey, and the other one is the Chechen warlord or fearless warrior Ramzan Kadyrov. And we have number two here. Kadyrov. He never disappoints, okay? He is the gift that keeps on giving. So this article comes from Newsweek from 15th of September 2022. This is the title. Putin ally calls for adding 85,000 soldiers to Ukraine battlefield. This is Kadyrov, Putin's ally, just so you know if you didn't figure that out yet. Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov, a staunch ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, is calling for the training and deployment of tens of thousands of people to combat Ukraine's formidable counteroffensive efforts. Kadyrov said he would immediately, my favorite word, immediately place 85, not 80, not 90, or 86, 85 volunteers, 85,000 volunteers on the battlefield, or a quote-unquote, or a minimum of 1,000 trained soldiers from each region. His urgency comes as Ukrainians are reclaiming Russian-occupied territory and equipment, causing the apparent panic of some retreating enemy forces in regions like Kharkiv region. So, Kadyrov said 1,000 volunteer is, and I'm quoting, not such a large number, and even a minimum, quote-unquote, amount that could aid the wartime effort in the short term. So imagine if he wants a long term, 85, that would be 8 million or something. It would not require a declaration of martial law by the Kremlin, he added. And I'm quoting, the head of each subject of Russia today must prove his readiness to help the state. The issue of solving the problems of a special operation could be closed in the shortest possible time, end quote, Kadyrov said Thursday on Telegram. So, I can't, here it is. There he is. Okay, imagine this guy being the president of Russia. The atomic weapons would have flown a long time ago. He shifted his position regarding martial law and mobilization within nearly 24 hours. On Wednesday, Kadyrov said in a separate video posted on Telegram that Russia's regional governments should announce forced mobilization by way of martial law to aid Russian troops fighting in the special military operation. There you have it. Well, he changes according to the situation. What do you want? Yes, and I'm quoting Mr. Kadyrov. I feel so blessed to use the words he used, not in English, but the same meaning. He said, if you ask me, no, we don't ask you, but nevertheless, continue. I would declare martial law and use every opportunity to put an end to this scum in Ukraine, he said, according to the publication Medusa. And I'm quoting again, we mustn't wait for our country's leadership to announce a mobilization. Every region should contribute the forces and means that it has, the opportunities that it has. They should offer what they can to support our military today. Oh my God. Probably he's like laid back, and when he's, you guys gotta provide for motherland. Urging Russians not to sit on the proverbial sidelines and wait for a resolution to in the conflict, Kadyrov also pledged that his Chechen fighters will continue to fight against these Ukrainian devils, end quote, even if the special operation concludes. Oh my. And I'm quoting again, we must destroy them, he added. We didn't start a war with them just to retreat or surrender. We'll win even if we die, because we'll be in heaven. All right, Kadyrov has been vocal about his disdain for Ukraine and the West as a whole, saying it promotes Satanism. He has publicly sought orders from Putin directly, quote-unquote, to smash the false democratic, pseudo-liberal and military barbaric campaign of Western states to smithereens. The new calls for additional soldiers follow pessimism coming even from Kremlin loyalists. Last week on Russian state TV, former Russian, now they just try to give us, see, they are losing, they don't. That's the last paragraph. I'm not going to read it because like in each and every article that comes from the West in this case, or from these weasels, the last paragraph is there to undo everything that they reported in the beginning bulk of the article. They give you that one, so you remain with the last part, like our brains are wired to remain with the last part and the beginning. That's what we remember in stories mostly, not the bulk, the center, the middle. So in this case, they always at the end, say, well, this, and the end, yeah, he's a cheater, motherfucker, this is. That's what they say, basically. So I don't like reading that because that's where the really propaganda is stuffed in by these guys, and I don't like it. I don't know if you guys like, but I don't like it. All right, so this is Mr. Kadyrov. He never fails to incite and how do you call it, get my spirits high, put me in a good mood, because he's I don't know, but he sounds the keyword is sounds. He sounds courageous and loyal. He is loyal by his actions, that's true. I don't know about his courage or not, but by his words he sounds courageous too. And loyal is because he's still there and he doesn't do any hanky-panky. And he seems the most vocal guy that I can hear in all Putin's team about, going and doing blah, 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 blah. Everybody else is like, oh, we're gonna win this special military operation. Do svidaniya, bye-bye, see ya. No, not like that. So this guy at least is, but what? He's 45, 46, 40, something like that. So he's kind of still, I think he's right in the middle of where, the bear is the strongest. Not when you're in 30s, because when you're 30s, you're not that experienced as in the 40s. I think the 40s, early or mid 40s is the peak of each person, or early 40s, 44, 42, 43, 40, something like that, I think. And I remember Sosai Oyama, the one who invented the karate style I used to do every day and all that. He said that in his, and now I get to understand it because I see people around me and I think that's the peak. He said, when I was 40, 42, 41, 42, that's the years when I was the strongest mentally and physically. And it's true, because after that your mental readiness, or how do you call it, desire to take risks starts to wane. There was another guy who died in 1945. He said the same, that if he starts a war, he doesn't want to start a war when he's 60, like Putin. But he didn't start a war because he wanted. People say, well, he had to. Well, I don't know. But then nevertheless, and for the same reasons, that guy said the same thing. When you're too old, you think more about self-preservation and you don't have the same, that kind of thing. And when you're too young, you have too much of this, but you don't have too much of this. So he said like in the 40s, 50s at the most. All right, well, Kadyrov is the man. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Send those 85,000 people right now. Kadyrov will train them. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.